Good evening, and on behalf of the Performing Arts Department, welcome to Encore Showcase. As many of you will know, the performing arts industry has been massively affected by the impact of COVID-19, with theatre doors closed and concert halls quietened. As a department, we wanted to come together and celebrate our pupils' passions for performing, as well as raising money for those affected.
The Lowther Pavilion Theatre, often lovingly referred to as our second home by pupils, is a local theatre that we as a school have collaborated with for many years. From Into the Woods in 2014 to our recent 2020 production of The Addams Family. Hundreds of our pupils have tread the boards and created long-lasting memories on that stage. But this year, the theatres had to close and lost out on multiple performances. So, as you enjoy our show this evening, we politely encourage you to donate what you can.
This evening, we will see a range of performances from many different musicals. Students from years 6 to 13 will showcase their talent through musical numbers and monologue adaptations. Sit back and watch whilst pupils take on the role of your favourite musical characters.
Let's kick off tonight's celebrations with a powerful performance from the senior school choir as they sing From Now On from the 2017 box office hit The Greatest Showman. Pupils have brought new meaning to these lyrics, with the prospect to return to live performances, with live audiences becoming a not too distant reality.
I saw the sun begin to dim and felt that winter wind blow cold. A man learns who is there for him when the glitter fades and the walls won't hold.
'Cause from that rubble, what remains can only be what's true. If all was lost, as more I gained, 'cause it led me back to you.
From now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the light. From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight, tonight. Let this promise in me start like an anthem in my heart. From now on, from now on.
I drink champagne with kings and queens. The politicians praise my name, but those were someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became. For years and years I chased their cheers, the crazy speed of always needing more.
But when I stop and see you here, I remember who all this was for.
And from now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight. It starts tonight. And let this promise in me start like an anthem in my heart. From now on, from now on, from now on.
And we will come back home, home again.
Our first introduction to musical theatre comes in the form of a beloved Disney film. Perhaps A Match Made in Heaven was the collaboration between Disney and Julie Andrews in the timeless classic Mary Poppins. Enjoy Jessica's interpretation of the role as she turns the lyrics into a monologue and embraces Mary Poppins' magic and takes to tidying the prep.
Another sensational Disney collaboration comes from the recent box office smash Moana, where Broadway legend Lin-Manuel Miranda helps to tell the story of the title character through its powerful and unforgettable lyrics. Our current Year 6 pupils have found a new meaning in these lyrics as they begin their own senior school journey.
And who could mention Disney without talking about Academy, Golden Globe and Grammy Award winning musical film Beauty and the Beast. For the first time this year, we are very excited to welcome back our school concert band as they perform an instrumental of the title song Beauty and the Beast. So pull back your chair and be our guest as you enjoy these next performances.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. Find the fun and snap. The job's a game. In every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake. A log, a spring, it's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. A robin feathering its nest has very little time to rest while gathering its bits of twine and stick. Though quite intent in his pursuit, he has a merry tune to toot. He knows a song to move the job along. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. The medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. The honeybees that fetch the nectar from the flower to the comb never tires of buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and hence they find their task is not a grind, for a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. In the most delightful way.
I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line that's shining to see, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me,
Musical has helped with my social skills in terms of making new friends and becoming more mature by working with older pupils. My time management skills have definitely become better as I had to arrive to rehearsal on time and get to the theatre in time.
It was really a different experience, and it's really helped with time management and discipline skills that I can use during later years in school for other aspects of everyday school life.
I agree as well, because when you're new to the school, it's good to know all these people because, well, I didn't come to the primary school, so when I came it was all like, wow. And it's good to get to know the sixth formers, the year 8, so you get to know people with connections.
With the world's growing passion for performance and love of musical theatre, we've been very fortunate to see some fantastic new shows tread the boards on both West End and Broadway stages. Six the Musical began its journey at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and has since taken multiple stages by storm, being performed all over the world. This female-focused piece spins the old rhyme, divorced, beheaded, died, on its head and looks at the lives of all 6 of Henry VIII's wives. Watch as Anya claims our newly refurbished hall as her palace as she performs as Anne of Cleves.
Another equally powerful musical is Dear Evan Hansen, a 6-time Tony Award-winning show that takes on challenging issues such as mental health, belonging, and self-harm. The success of the show has allowed for a film adaptation due out in October. Listen to Hugo and Carly perform the emotional song, You Will Be Found.
It's true that with its growing popularity, musical theatre has broken the mainstream and can now be found on the silver screen. Smash is an American TV drama that follows a production team take a new musical from page to stage as 2 actresses battle it out for the leading role as Marilyn Monroe. Watch as Year 12 pupils Kira and Muskan sing Let Me Be Your Star.
Sitting here all alone on a throne in a palace that I happen to own.
Bring me more pheasants. Keep it on the bone. Fill my goblet up to the brim. Sipping on mead. Spill it on the dress with the gold lace trim. Not very prim and proper. Can't make me stop. I want to go hunting. Any takers? I'm not fakers. So I've got acres and acres. Paid for with my own riches. Every day, head back for a round of croquet. Yeah, I'm a player. Tomorrow I'll hit replay. You should not trick you, because I didn't like my profile picture. Too bad I don't agree, so I'm gonna hang it up for everyone to see. Because I'm the queen of the castle. Get down, you dirty rascal. Get down, you dirty rascal. Get down.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. place where we don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone. If you only say the word, from across the silence, your voice is heard. You are not alone. 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 Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head on the ground, you'll be found. Fading on a girl with a hunger for fame, and the face and the name to remember. The past fades away, because as of this day, Norma Jean's gone. She's moving on. Her smile and your fantasy plays a duet that will make you forget where you are. The music stops playing, it's the beat of her heart sing, let me be your star. Flashback to a girl with a song in her heart, as she's waiting to start the adventure. The fire and drive that makes dreams come alive, they fill her soul. She's in control. The drama, the laughter, the tears just like pearls. While they're all in this girl's repertoire. It's all for the taking, and its magic will be making. Let me be your star. I just have to forget the hurt that came before, forget what used to be. The past is on the cutting room floor. The future is here with me. Choose me. Fade up on a star, with it all in her sights, on the love and the lights that surround her. Someday she'll think twice of the dues and the price she'll have to pay. But not today. She'll do all she can for the love of one man and the millions of love from afar. I'm what you've been needing. It's all here and my heart's bleeding. Let me be your star.
I chose to be part of the musical because it helped with learning about drama and how different types of drama is used in the musicals, and to build friendship between different year groups.
It's also really helped with my confidence and being able to find yourself, because if you play a character, when you stop playing that character, it makes you feel a lot more at home with yourself.
Oh, during show week, it was so crazy because, especially in year 7, it was one of the first times that we'd got to be in a professional theatre with professionals who knew what they were doing about lighting, sound design, and it was so crazy to kind of get a taste of that world and learn about the professional side of it as well as the acting side.
I think it was the energy that was like amazing for me because it was so high, everyone was so excited, but there was also the undertone of nervousness. But yeah, it was overall just an amazing time. The energy was so high.
It was definitely a big jump. It was kind of scary and interesting because you become more of an individual. So you get your name on the board individually, and you get your own costume, your own hair, your own makeup. And then I had such an iconic character to bring to life. I was kind of a bit like, woo! And then you get the whole, oh, I get a mic as well, and I have to sing alone. And yeah, it's kind of scary and interesting, and the whole, you've got to be a role model for everyone else, but it is really good. It's great. There's nothing like it, knowing that the younger cast members who are there with you, this is going to be them in a few years, and so you've got to kind of set the scene and show them almost how it's done.
Hardcore musical fans will always have a deep love and connection to the classics. The simple and effective staging, the bright costume colour palettes, and the iconic leading ladies and gentlemen are all characteristics we look back on fondly.
For our older sixth form students, this may be their last performance at AKS. Enjoy as Dulcie Year 13 plays a piano instrumental of Send in the Clowns from the Sondheim and Wheeler classic A Little Night Music.
What's great about musicals is seeing how leading men and ladies bounce off each other through singing, dancing and acting. In Annie Get Your Gun, a song that highlights great on-stage chemistry is Anything You Can Do I Can Do Better. Watch as Zara and Noah display this sense of one-upmanship as they turn these lyrics into a duologue.
Performing the beautiful jazz standard My Funny Valentine is Louis Green from Year 11. My Funny Valentine was originally a vocal piece featured in the 1937 Rodgers and Hart musical Babes in Arms. In the musical, the character Billy Smith sings the song to Valentine Lemaire, describing Valentine's characteristics in an unflattering terms, but ultimately affirms that he makes her smile and that she doesn't want to change him.
I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can be, I can be greater. Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I can shoot a partridge with a single cartridge.
I can get a sparrow with a bow and arrow.
I can live on bread and cheese.
And only on that, so can a rat. Anything you can buy, I can buy cheaper.
I can buy anything cheaper than you.
50 cents.
40 cents.
30 cents.
20 cents.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Anything you can say, I can say something. I can say anything.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I can drink my liquor fast and quicker.
I can drink it quicker and get even sicker.
I can open any safe.
Without getting caught?
Sure.
That's what I thought. You crook. Anything you can wear, I can wear better. And in what I wear, I'd look better than you.
In my coat.
In your vest.
In my shoes.
In your hat.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Hey, what was that for? Anything you can say, I can say faster. I can say anything faster than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I can jump a hurdle.
Well, I can wear a girdle. I can do swim.
Well, I can fill it better.
I can do almost anything.
Can you bake a pie? Neither can I. But anything you can do, I can do better.
You're delusional.
You're a jerk.
No one asked you before.
Okay, bow tie.
Hi, welcome to the Lowther Pavilion Theatre. I'm Tim Lintz, the Artistic Director and Chief Executive Officer. Lowther Pavilion Theatre is a variety theatre, which means it hosts everything from local community artistic endeavours through to top professional names. Through the 60s, we hosted some really famous bands that were touring on the circuit, and we've gone back to that now. We had Robert Plant playing here last year, and he'll be back again this summer, right the way through to your modern bands that have played. Scouting for Girls have been here, CeeLo Green has been here. We have opera coming during the summer, and we have ballet play here. We have the Russian Ballet Company coming in here. So it's a smorgasbord of entertainment, but not just entertainment, it's for the community. The whole of the theatre is turned over to community use. So we have Alzheimer's groups that work here, and obviously during the pandemic we've turned the theatre into a film studio, and we've been filming for care homes and schools. Lowther was incredibly impacted by the virus. We were here with a production of Gypsy, and it was during the dress rehearsal that we got the notification from the government that it was advised that people didn't go back to theatre. And now that was back in March in 2020. Since then, we've been through various lockdowns, but we have come back fighting each time. I think we've been the only theatre in the country that's been open as much as we have. We certainly were the first theatre to stage an amateur production, and we were one of only 3 theatres to stage our full pantomime this year. And we staged it on a drive-in truck, having first filmed it inside on the stage, hoping that we'd be allowed to have audiences in the theatre, but then all the actors moved outside onto a drive-in stage, and we performed the entire run outside. I think if you take culture away, community dies. I'm a great believer that without culture, there is no community. And I see Lowther Theatre and Gardens as a centre of a community hub. We're like a beehive. And if you take the bees out of the hive, there is nothing bar just a wooden box. And unfortunately, the pandemic has meant that staff weren't able to work for a lot of the year. And that was like removing all the bees from the beehive. Now, the bees in a beehive go out and pollinate all the flowers in the community. So everything that we do here has a knock-on effect to the actual community itself. And not only by people visiting the theatre, but just knowing that there's a theatre there and knowing that there is culture. I don't think people realise how much goes into bringing a product, an artistic product, to an audience. And the number of people that are not on the stage. It involves a lot of people backstage, the technicians, the lighting people, the sound people, the people who move all the equipment around. It's everybody in the cultural industries that comes together to put on a presentation. And the feel-good factor that gives to a member of the community by either coming and sharing in that experience together is absolutely tremendous. People need to realise how much of their life is actually based on artistic endeavours, and actually come and celebrate that and help us restart what is the most important part of community.
Watching any musical theatre performer is a breathtaking experience. There's such incredible talent on display, but what is perhaps even more breathtaking is watching younger performers take the stage. Billy Elliot and Matilda boasts a musical cast of performers aged 8 to 12, essentially pupils in Year 4 to Year 7.
Billy Elliot tells a story of a working-class boy who, to his father's dismay, defies the norm with his passion for ballet. Similarly, beloved Roald Dahl classic Matilda focuses on a girl who stands out from her family with her advanced passion for reading and learning. Watch as Owen and Scarlett from Year 8 each perform as these young protagonists to sing Electricity and Naughty.
I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control. I suppose 'cause it's like forgetting, losing who you are, and at the same time something makes you whole. It's like that there's some music playing in your ear, and I'm listening, and I'm listening, and then I disappear, and then I feel it change, like a fire deep inside, something bursting me wide open, impossible to hide, and suddenly I'm flying, flying like a bird, like electricity, electricity, sparks inside of me, and I'm free, I'm free. It's a bit like being angry, it's a bit like being scared, confused and all mixed up, and as mad as hell. It's like when you've been crying and you're empty and you're full. I don't know what it is, it's hard to tell. It's like that there's some music playing in your ear, but the music is impossible, impossible to hear. But then I feel it move me, like a burning deep inside, something bursting me wide open, impossible to hide, and suddenly I'm flying, flying like a bird, like electricity, electricity, sparks inside of me, and I'm free, I'm free, electricity, sparks inside of me, and I'm free, I'm free. I'm free.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. So they say the subsequent fall was inevitable. They never stood a chance, they were written that way. Innocent victims of their story, like Romeo and Juliet. 'Twas written in the stars before they even met. That love and fate and a touch of stupidity would rob them of the hope of living happily. The endings are often a little bit gory. I wonder why they didn't just change their story. We're told we have to do what we're told, but surely sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty. Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change. Even if you're little, you can do a lot. You mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top you, you might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right. Cinderella in the cellar didn't have to do much as far as I can tell. Her godmother was 2/3 fairy. Suddenly her locks was a lot less scary. But what if she hadn't got a fairy to fix it? Sometimes you have to make a little bit of mischief. you. If you sit around and let them get on top you, you might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right. And if it's not right, you have to put it right. In the slip of a bolt, there's a tiny revolt. The seed of a wall in the creak of a floorboard. The storm coming in with a flap of a wing. The tiniest might pass the mightiest ding every day. Starts with a tick of a clock, all escapes. Start with the click of a lock, and you're stuck in a story and want to get out. You don't have to cry, you don't have to shout, 'cause if you're little you can do a lot. You mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top you, won't change a thing. Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, you might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right. And if it's not right, you have to put it right. But nobody else is gonna put it right for me. Nobody but me is gonna change my story. Sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty.
One of my favourite memories from being in the musical is the warm-ups that we did at the beginning of every rehearsal. We all came together and we all had just a bit of fun to warm ourselves up and get in the real spirit to perform and get on stage.
So my first time being in the musicals, I was in year 7, it was Sweeney Todd, and I was a chorus member, and immediately I just kind of became inducted into what was sort of like a drama family. And I remember I was kind of adopted by these year 12s and these year 13s, and that experience really helped me to mature, and it allowed me to learn so many disciplines, and they were great examples of what teamwork and what leadership was really like, and it really gave me an idea as to what I wanted to be like not only just as a performer but an individual, as a person.
Now, it wouldn't be a musicals evening without featuring a little Sondheim, who is now in fact regarded the most important composer and lyricist of musical theatre of the second half of the 20th century. It's no surprise that Sondheim has been praised for reinventing the American musical in tackling untraditional subjects through his complex music and lyrics.
This is showcased in his fairy tale musical Into the Woods, a Tony and Olivier award-winning musical which tells the tale of everyone's favourite childhood storybooks, however this time with a dark and humorous twist. Tonight, Jasper and Kimberly in Year 10 will depict the story of Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf in their version of Hello Little Girl.
Who can mention Sondheim without mentioning the 1979 8-time Tony Award-winning musical Sweeney Todd? AKS itself has celebrated the addictive nature of Sondheim's songwriting with their own performances of Sweeney Todd and Into the Woods. This musical thriller is generally considered his masterpiece, and this is definitely shown through Miranda and Oliver's intense performance of A Little Priest.
Hello, little girl. What's your rush? You're missing all the flowers. Sun won't set for hours. Take your time.
Mother said straight ahead, not to be delayed or be misled.
But slow, little girl. Hark and hush. The birds are singing sweetly. You'll miss the birds completely. You're travelling so fleetly. Grandmother first, then Miss Plump, What a delectable couple. Utter perfection. One brittle, one supple. One moment, my dear.
Mother said, come what may, follow the path and never stray.
Just so, little girl. Any path, so many worth exploring. Just one would be so boring. Think of those crisp, aching bones. Then something fresh on the palate. Think of that scrumptious carnality. Twice in one day, there's no possible way to describe how you feel.
Mother said not to stray, still I suppose a small delay.
Granny might like a fresh bouquet.
Goodbye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, little girl. And hello.
Seems a downright shame.
Shame?
Seems an awful waste.
Waste?
Such a nice plump frame. What's his name? Ad. Or it can't be traced. Business needs a lift. Gets to be erased. Think of it as thrift. As a gift. You get my drift.
No.
No? Seems an awful waste. I mean, with the price of meat what it is, when you get it, if you get it.
Ah.
Good you got it. Take for instance Mrs. Mooney and her pie shop. Business never better, using only pussycats and toast. Now, pussy's good for maybe 6 or 7 at the most. And I'm sure they can't compare as far as taste.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion.
Well, it does seem a waste.
Eminently practical, but yet appropriate as always.
It's an idea.
Mrs. Lovett, I've lived without you for all these years. I'll never know how delectable, also detectable.
Think about it. Lots of other gentlemen will soon be coming for a shave. Won't they? Think of all them pies.
Our choice. How rare. For what's the sound of the world out there?
What, Mr. Todd? What, Mr. Todd? What is that sound?
Those crunching noises pervading the air.
Yes, Mr. Todd. Yes, Mr. Todd. Yes, all around.
It's man devouring man out there.
And who are we to deny it in here?
These are desperate times, Mrs. Lovett. Desperate measures are needed.
Here we are then. Hot out of the oven.
What is that?
It's priest. Have a little priest.
Is it really good?
Sir, it's too good at least. Then again, they don't commit sins of the flesh, so it's pretty fresh.
Haven't you got poet or something like that?
No, you see, the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Try the priest.
It's definitely stressful, but you gain so much from just 7 days. I mean, you're not only responsible for yourself now, you're responsible for everyone else, you're responsible for the props, you're responsible for the younger one's makeup maybe, and you're also having to act as a role model to the younger ones. So it's a lot of responsibility. However, with that comes so much reward, because at the end of it, you finish the show and it's just that warm, fuzzy feeling of accomplishment, and there's no feeling like it. And then obviously you get the musical blues and you're so upset for a couple of weeks because it's all over, but it's 100% worth it. I've never experienced something like it before.
Every musical has that one iconic number that sticks out with you for a long time. These big belters are absolute showstoppers. Watch as Liberty takes on Big Spender from Sweet Charity, and pupils in year 9 and 10 take an artistic approach to the cell block tango from Chicago.
We are also delighted to welcome A15, the year 9 band, as they perform the toe-tappingly good Oh What a Night from the feel-good jukebox musical Jersey Boys.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender. Good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every guy I see. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me. Wouldn't you like to have fun, fun, fun? How's about a few laughs, laughs? I could show you a good time. Let me show you a good time. The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender. Good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every guy I see. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. A little time with me.
Pop. Cicero. 6. Squish.
He had it coming. He had it coming.
He only had himself to blame.
If you'd have been there,
If you'd have seen it.
I bet you would have done the same.
those little habits that just get you down. Like Bernie. Bernie, he liked to chew gum. No, not chew, pop! And I came home this one day, and I'm feeling really irritated. And I'm just looking for a little bit of sympathy. And there's Bernie over there lying on the couch, drinking a beer and chewing. No, not chewing, popping. So I said to him, I said, Bernie, you pop that gum one more time! And he did. So I took the shotgun down off the wall and fired 2 warning shots into his head.
So I'm sitting in the kitchen, carving up chicken for dinner. In storms my husband Wilbur, in a jealous rage. "You been seeing the milkman?" he screams. He was crazy. And then he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
My sister Veronica and I had this double act, and my husband Charlie traveled around with us. And for the last number in our act, we did 20 acrobatic tricks in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, splits, spread eagles, backflips, flip-flops, one right after another. And this one night, we're down at the Hotel Cicero. The 3 of us just boozing, having a few laughs. And we run out of ice, so I get out the back to fetch some. I come back, open the door, and there's Charlie and Veronica doing the number 17 without me. Well, I was in such a state of shock, I completely blacked out. It wasn't until I was washing the blood off my hands I even knew they were dead.
I met Ezekiel Young from Salt Lake City about 2 years ago, and he told me he was single, so we hit it off right away. We started living together. He'd go to work, he'd come home, I'd fix him his drink, we'd have dinner. It was like heaven in 2.5 rooms. And then I found out. Single, he told me. Single, yeah right. Not only was he married, oh no, he had 6 wives. One of those Mormons, you know. So, that night, when he came home from work, and I fixed him his drink. You know, some guys just can't hold their arsenic.
One, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, what night. Late December back in '63.
It goes without saying that we are extremely proud of the students who have performed in this evening's showcase and can't wait for a time we can welcome you back into school to see them perform live.
However, the excitement isn't over yet. In just a week's time, AKS Drama will be presenting Matilda the Mini Musical with pupils from Year 7 to 10 performing in yet another childhood classic. If you're interested in watching this production, keep an eye on our social media pages for further details.
You've eaten the entire cake!
It's green!
What'd you do?
That concludes our musical theatre evening, and what an evening it's been. We truly hope you've enjoyed celebrating some of the greatest musical numbers out there with us tonight.
And now, finally, let's hand back over to our senior school choir as they close the night with an infectious anthem from Hairspray, a song with a triumphant message that highlights the determination of performers all over the country.
Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums and I found my way. Cause you can't stop the beat. Ever since this whole world began, a woman found out if she shook it, she can shake up a land. And so I'm gonna shake and shimmy it the best that I can today. Cause you can't stop the motion of the ocean or the sun in the sky. You can wonder if you want it, but I never ask why. And if you try to hold me down, I'm gonna spit in your eye and say that you can't stop the beat.
You can't stop the river as it rushes to the sea.
You can try to stop the hands of time, but you know it just can't be.
And if they try to stop us seaweed, I'll call the NAACP.
Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, then I found my way. But you can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, a man and woman like to shake it on a Saturday night. And so I'm gonna shake and shimmy it with all of my might today. Cause you can't stop the motion of the ocean or the rain from above. You can try to stop the paradise we're dreaming of, but you can't stop the rhythm of two hearts in love to say. Cause you can't stop the beat.
You can't stop my happiness, cause I like the way I am. And you just can't stop my knife and fork when I see a Christmas ham. So if you don't like the way I look, well I just don't give a damn. Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, then I found my way. as it comes speeding